You know me, man. I'm not privy to a lot of hip shit.
Hip hop gossip.
I don't know people in the hip hop community. I don't know names.
So what do you know?
I don't care.
Ask your question
It's
to
just
me.
not my realm, dude. I'm boring. But anyway, the reason I bring this up is because this motherfucker Tekashi 6ix9ine. Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah. What do you know?
I get out of work the other day and I go out on the street in Santa Monica and I see this thing flying in the air. It says Tekashi 6ix9ine new album, Tattletale, out now, more or less. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I'm driving home. You know, I live around here. There's he's got shit all over Fairfax. Melrose and Fairfax got a big ass sign, and I just see his crazy hair. And I know, I've heard bits and pieces that this dude may or may not have ratted on somebody and is now hated and is also possibly a pedophile. I need you to explain this.
Okay, so this dude, have you heard his music?
No.
He was very popular. He's a crossover Latin artist, rap, hip hop, Latin crossover. Wildly successful. Huge.
Does he have like songs in Spanish?
Yes. Yes. Nice. And with Spanish artists too.
That's what's up.
I'm not gonna give you the whole story, but he came up, basically he reached a lot of people with doing outrageous stuff on Instagram. One of them being filming a girl doing a lap dance who was like 16.
Uh-oh.
This was when he was first on the come up. So yeah, he faced charges for that.
Where does that even happen?
New York City?
Yeah, some like
Queens?
weird club. Yeah.
No, in some dude's house, dude. Some trap house, man.
Here we go. I see what's going on now. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So anyway, he got that. I think he maybe did a little bit of time in jail for that. But anyway, he starts doing music. He starts doing music with some people.
Wait, hold on. He was just like an Instagram person.
He was an Instagram person. At first, he was just a kid that worked at a bodega named Danny. He was just a kid that worked.
So then his music came secondhand.
He started saying, "Hey, I want to." He started doing music. People were convincing him to do music, and then he kind of branched off on his own. And he made a music video with a bunch of Bloods, dude. With a bunch of Bloods.
I like it.
He bought him bandanas.
I like it, man. Take a swing, dude. Join a fucking side. Pick a side. Don't be like, oh, I don't know. That dude's like,
you're gonna quickly learn that it's not the move, man. Well, so anyway, he gets affiliated. I'm giving you the cliff notes, right? So he gets affiliated with this gang called the 9-6 or the Treyway. The Bloods.
This is a blood faction in Queens.
It's a blood faction.
He's a New Yorker, right?
Yeah, Harlem. So it's a blood faction in Harlem, I believe. And so he gets affiliated with them. And, he gets very successful. Like he gets a good manager. He starts getting in beefs with people. He starts having to do.
So he's a shit talker?
Yes.
I like a shit talker.
But that's what he is.
I can't lie.
I
really do.
He built his career on it. So, he's got thugs. He's got cronies. I forget the word. He's got henchmen. Basically, he's got this Treyway.
If you're truly a successful artist.
Yeah, he's got these.
You got.
No, but he was taking it. He was taking it to another level. He's like the 9-3 Bloods or something. But he basically. So anyway, he gets to a point where the Bloods want more money. They want taken care of more. He has so much money at this point. I don't know if you know this, but he was at that time he was one of the biggest pop stars in the world. Okay, crossover artist, so big in Latin America. People loved him. All right, and they wanted more. So anyway, he was kind of cutting them out. So they were roughing him up. They were like beating up his baby mama. They were kidnapping him. So
they kidnapped him?
Yeah. Yeah. So he got caught up in some racketeering charges, right? So he catches some racketeering charges, all right?
In what sense?
I think it was affiliated with a killing, all right? So racketeering charges basically, if you're a part of a criminal organization, they can get you on a RICO charge and say you're a part of this and you're gonna do time. So what he does, at this point he's in bad terms with this blood faction. He meets with the FBI. Guess how many times he testifies? Guess how many times he meets with the FBI? It's unheard of. So he
actually makes a deal, which obviously is the common thing, right? If you get a RICO charge, more often than not, they're going to trade you some time in exchange for information, right? So
Dude.
that's why he all of a sudden gets linked up with the FBI. Is that what you're saying?
He was trying to not do any time. All right. So, and then you can listen. I mean, you can listen to his court case. So his lawyer tries to pitch him as a young man that got caught up in the wrong group. All right. Tries to paint him as the victim. Okay. So that's how they do it. And the FBI thanks, how big of a rat he is. The FBI thanks him for his cooperation in court. They thank him, and the judge recognizes all this and still sentences him to 2 years in prison. He still gets a 2-year sentence, which is way better than a lot of like his gang affiliates.
Yeah, 2 years is not.
Yeah, most of those guys are in jail.
But
for
no,
15.
he didn't. Did he go like? He go to like Rikers for 2 years?
He was in
Oh,
Rikers.
shit.
He was in Rikers. Not quite 2
Well,
years.
then
He got
who am I
released a
saying?
little.
2 years is a long fucking
He got
time in
released.
Rikers.
So he gets released a little early. Okay, due to coronavirus. I think good behavior.
Oh yeah, I do remember hearing about that. He got released because of coronavirus.
Yeah. So
because Rikers got hit real bad, like right at the start.
Yeah. So he gets out, and at this time in prison, he's already signed a $10 million deal for 2 records, one in Spanish, one in English. All right.
I love it.
Yeah. So he's already
aside from him being a pedophile, so far I back him.
Yeah. I mean, he was. Yeah. I mean, he got charged with that too, man. Like. But yeah, so he's out, and then he got real cocky. He released a video, and he embraced this whole "I'm a rat" idea with his new music video. He did a song with Nicki Minaj. It reached #1. Of course, Spotify, who like basically if you want to get on the charts, you have to be on Spotify playlists because so many people are on Spotify. So many people listen to these playlists, and they didn't put them on there. So, but I mean, Billboard's kind of BS anyway. So
of course it is. That's the thing now too. Is like people talk about the charts. Like, you know what? Does that including a song in your Instagram story? Do those plays count as plays?
I don't believe so.
They fucking should, because in reality, how many people experience new music that way?
Or TikTok. Yeah, it's a good point.
So in reality. So they wouldn't put them on playlists. Why? Because they were taking a moral high ground. They say, hey, you're a pedo. You're kind of an insane person. We're not going to reward that.
That was mainly the idea.
And sorry, I'm stupid with Spotify. Like the playlist you're talking about, like when you actually go to browse and it's like top 50 hip hop,
like Rap Caviar.
Yeah, okay.
Stuff like that. So they're like new music. So like they wouldn't put them on. So he's got
a real, I mean, you know.
Or your Discover Weekly or whatever it was. They wouldn't put him on there, but he still got a #1 record. But basically, he finessed it. He got Nicki Minaj. It wasn't like total, because even if you look at the plays, it's like 73 million at this point, which isn't that many for a #1 song. And then you look at the plays he has on this new record, and they're just not as good. They're just not. He didn't really. Nicki Minaj was the only big feature. So basically, what I'm trying to say, man, is that Tattletale album is kind of flopping right now.
Is it a good album?
No. But again, though, I would also say his previous albums aren't great either. They have a couple good songs on them, but they had really great. They had like Nicki Minaj, Kanye features, Young Thug features. But he basically
just so you're basically saying this dude's not trying to make great albums. He's just like a personality who can make music.
You can't deny.
He probably though has a team of people who help him like write songs. Like no one wants to. Oh, and by the way, quick side note: did you see when Post Malone was on Rogan, he said he admitted that he uses auto-tune?
Of course.
Remember how many people gave me shit when I said he used auto-tune? And people were like, this guy doesn't know what the fuck's... So many people were commenting like, this guy's a fucking idiot. He doesn't understand this dude can actually sing.
He can sing, but he uses auto-tune.
I know. That's what I was saying. Anyway, so his album Tattletale's flopping. I was on board with the album artwork, dude. I saw the billboard. I'm like, this is tight. And then I kind of I put 2 and 2 together because I knew he was a rat. I didn't know anything other than that.
Right.
But then I'm like, this dude's leaning into it. He's putting Tattletale and it's like Looney Tunes basically. That's kind of the
everything's
art.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Like that's his whole thing. It's interesting.
That's like his whole brand.
His
before
whole
this?
brand. Yeah, his whole brand is cartoony Looney Tunes. Like I'm a little...
Not helping with his pedophile case.
Not really.
Not helping.
But it's interesting. I've noticed it. His whole branding and everything is this like cartoony, wacky, like, Looney Tune world. And it's interesting because most of his fans are just like children that find it stimulating. It's bizarre.
Can you imagine being that? Can you imagine being involved with the Bloods and you're basically like a children's artist?
It's very odd. It is odd.
And I saw him on
It's
Impulsive
crossover.
with like insane, like spiky rainbow hair. And again, I'm like, fuck it, why not, dude? Go on this dude.
Dude, I know, like, there's a lot of his music that I don't like a lot of it, but there's a couple songs that he does features on, or he has, that I'm like, this is pretty cool.
He hits,
and he has his own sound too, and he also has different sounds because he can sing. He can sing and he can do like a dance hall type thing, like where he sings in Spanish. And then he has this classic just like kind of screaming in the microphone type thing.
Oh, is he one of these like new screamo rap type shit?
It is, but it's not screamo, but it's very aggressive. And it definitely is very unique and it sounds cool. You can't, it's one of those things where you can say he's like hack and like just is some sort of personality. But in reality, it's like, man, he has talent. You have to give it to him.
He's got talent. And you know what? More importantly, he's got an image, and that's truly all that matters. Is you got an image that you can lean into. So now he's like, I'm a tattletale, bitch. Come at me. What you gonna do? Is he gonna get killed by the Bloods?
Yeah.
Let's hope not.